In the late 1930s, during Japan's imperial expansion, countless young women from Korea and other Asian nations were forcibly taken to military comfort stations. This scene depicts a young Korean woman arriving at one such station, her hands clenched in fear as she steps out of a dimly lit military truck. Barbed wire fences surround the compound, symbolizing the inescapable reality she now faces. Her arrival marks the beginning of a harrowing journey, one shared by over 200,000 women who were systematically exploited during this dark chapter of history. Upon arrival, the women were subjected to a dehumanizing medical examination conducted under the watchful eyes of soldiers. This scene shows the young woman in a sterile room, her eyes averted as a cold, indifferent doctor inspects her. These examinations were not for health, but to ensure the women were fit for their intended purpose. This institutionalized brutality stripped them of dignity and marked the start of their suffering. The medical tools and the soldiers' presence underscore the calculated cruelty of the system. After the inspection, the women were stripped of their identities and assigned numbers. This scene shows the young woman holding a wooden plaque marked number 17, her traditional clothing torn and discarded. The plaque symbolizes her transformation from a person to a commodity in the eyes of the military. Over 200,000 women endured this dehumanization, their names erased and replaced with numbers. This act of erasure was a deliberate tactic to break their spirits and normalize their exploitation. The women were then confined to cramped, dimly lit barracks where they shared their suffering. This scene depicts the young woman entering the barracks, a flickering lantern casting shadows on the thin futons and whispered conversations of other women. The barracks were overcrowded with little privacy or comfort. Here, the women formed fragile bonds, offering each other fleeting moments of solace amidst their shared trauma. The communal suffering highlights the scale of the system's brutality. Nightfall brought the inevitable: soldiers visiting the barracks. This scene shows a Japanese officer sliding open the door, his shadow looming over the young woman as she sits in silent tears. The visits were not consensual, but enforced through violence and threats. The women had no choice but to endure, their bodies treated as tools of war. This scene captures the terror and helplessness that defined their daily lives, a stark reminder of the system's inhumanity. Amidst the brutality, the young woman found a way to resist by writing a hidden diary. This scene shows her crouching in a corner, using a pencil stub to write on a smuggled piece of paper. Her shaky handwriting records her pain and defiance. The diary, hidden under a loose floorboard, becomes her voice in a place designed to silence her. This act of resistance, though small, symbolizes the enduring human spirit in the face of unimaginable cruelty. The stakes rise as another woman is taken away, never to return. This scene shows an empty futon, a dropped hairpin, and soldiers' boots outside the barracks. The disappearance serves as a grim reminder of the women's precarious existence. The young woman clings to her diary, determined to document the truth. Her friend's fate underscores the constant threat of violence and death that loomed over the comfort stations, a reality faced by thousands. When the commander discovers her diary, the young woman faces severe punishment. This scene shows a metal bucket kicked over, her bruised knees as she kneels in submission. The commander's threat of starvation is a common tactic used to enforce obedience. Despite the punishment, she remains determined to preserve her story. This scene highlights the system's relentless efforts to crush resistance and the women's resilience in the face of such brutality. Determined to ensure her voice is heard, the young woman slips her memo to a sympathetic cleaner. This scene shows the folded paper being passed under a door, a nod of solidarity exchanged. The memo's journey represents a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness. It is a testament to the women's courage and the lengths they went to preserve their stories. This act of defiance ensures that the truth of their suffering would one day be known. The memo survives, but the young woman's fate remains unknown. This final scene shows the paper floating in a river, cherry blossoms falling around it, The contrast between nature's beauty and the cruelty of human actions is stark. The memo becomes a symbol of resilience and remembrance, ensuring that the stories of the comfort women are not forgotten. This scene closes the narrative, leaving a haunting yet hopeful impression of their enduring legacy.